Are companies beta testing bad decisions on the public?
And what are the upsides and downsides to Chat GPT?
Let us tell you.
Welcome to the Nerd News Podcast, starring Tyson Cox and Tyler Waltz.
Welcome to another episode of Nerd News. My name is Tyler Waltz, and with me most of the time...
Tyson Cox.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Have you been doing episodes without me?
No.
I don't even have to be here?
No, this isn't my house.
Oh, God. I'll bring in the other guy. I'll be back.
Okay, that's great. I was actually going to recommend that. And today we're going to talk to you about a couple of weird things. It seems like companies are beta testing bad decisions.
Yeah.
I remember back in the good old days when a company made a decision, it was final. No, it's a weird thing that I always take back to the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Of course.
Because we all know gross, bad Sonic.
Ugly Sonic.
Ugly Sonic.
Human teeth, eyes Sonic.
Yeah, and then they fixed it, and everybody loved it, and now Sonic is the best movie ever made. Except for Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh, you're right.
Right, yeah. Yeah, didn't want to trigger people out there. But we just got this announcement from Netflix saying that in order to password share, which they're saying you shouldn't do that anyway, obviously.
Yeah.
Wink. Is that the original address of where the home account is, the device has to be connected to that at least once every 30 days. And then they were like, no, never mind.
Well, and then people got mad about it and canceled their Netflix.
So not only that, but I heard another another theory is that Netflix themselves have said that 100 million people are profile sharing.
Is that 1 billion people?
What?
100 million?
Are people that are sharing an account. Like, for example, say...
Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, I'm dumb. Ignore me.
That was bad math.
That was very bad math.
Yeah. Regardless, I was going to make fun of you, but that just seems mean-spirited.
I did it to myself.
So, if 100 million people don't actually own a Netflix account and they're just watching on somebody else's, another reason is they made that announcement, and then some exec was like, hey, we sell advertising based on views.
Oh,
that's that many views from every show that we're losing. Guess what? That's one household's not streaming Stranger Things 3 times anymore.
Yeah.
So it would completely obliterate their numbers for streams because they're cutting that many million watches out of their shows.
I love how just consistently companies shoot themselves in the foot.
Right.
Because they're like, well, I want more money right now.
Yes. Now, if a company is trying to make more money, I understand. At the core argument, companies have to make money to exist, to make the thing, to perpetuate and create jobs. And there's always an argument that more money can perpetuate good things. The problem, the other side of that coin, is that it becomes exploitive almost immediately.
Yeah.
In the fact that this is something that has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It is one of the primary reasons your platform took off. Mm-hmm. And now suddenly it's a problem because you've reached a threshold that the big wigs aren't okay with.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes a problem.
But they also didn't look at all. It's you don't have to make more money if you just increase value. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or
they were getting so much money through this that this would not outweigh that.
Yeah.
And so they just looked at the amount they're missing. Like, oh, that's all the money we don't have. Instead of looking at all the money they are getting.
Yes. Instead of somebody sitting down and being like, okay, what's the next Stranger Things that gets people to subscribe?
Yeah.
It's how do we milk without getting better?
Yeah.
Right.
Which I love that. Just keep doing that, everybody. No one improve. Stop improving. Quit trying to do cool things. Just get more.
Just exist.
Exist.
That's what we need you to do.
Yeah.
But also, Netflix, how about we don't waste tons of money on crappy shows? Like for every Stranger Things, there's like 4 or 5 shows you've never heard of that's a Netflix original that 12 people watched.
I want to know why Netflix can get away with saying Netflix original. Like, I watched this on Cartoon Network in 2004. Like, what?
I think it's anything that they can technically
buy the rights to.
Not only buy the rights to, but like Arrested Development.
Mm-hmm.
It's brought to you or like a Netflix original because they added 2 seasons. I don't know if there's any that they just like Friends or whatever, which I know is not on there anymore.
Sure, yeah. I
don't think any of those say it, but I think even if they do like a special episode or something or like bringing it back for a feature, it's a Netflix original now. I think it's a sneaky marketing.
It's sneaky, yeah.
But instead of thinking about what the next Stranger Things is going to be, they keep gambling on these shows that nobody likes and is actively just getting rid of subscribers. Like, I know I've brought it up, but it's the perfect example. Cuties. They lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers because of a show that they put out.
Why? They were just showing grooming material.
Yeah. But it's like...
And people were like, well, I don't want to pay for this.
Yeah. I don't want to pay for this dude to be able to do this crap.
Yeah.
But they keep doing stuff like that that's upsetting people. And then there's like... like The Witcher. Everybody loved The Witcher.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of falling apart too, but...
How great is it going to be when not Neeson, the new guy, he's Liam Hemsworth, he just does a great job. Even better.
He might.
He won't.
He won't, but he might.
Well, I mean, they've already got 2 seasons set up of expectation. Now it's just going to be different, so.
Well, 3, because they finished filming season 3.
Sorry, 3, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, because if Henry Cavill's right, and there was arguments on set because it's going downhill, we're gonna see it in this season, and that's just gonna be the beginning of the ball rolling.
Snowball.
So yeah, it's another interesting thing about it is I can't imagine being a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company and being so disconnected from the meat and potatoes of what your company is that it's just like, this is happening now. Like, you're telling me that decision went through the board. It went through the testing groups, because they test group everything.
Yeah.
It made it through marketing. It made it through all these things to make the announcement, and nobody was like, hey, that's 100 million views from Stranger Things that we can't market with anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a Joe Schmo idiot that can put that together immediately.
It does feel like they skipped all that and just went to like, hey, we're gonna do this and see how mad they get. Oh, they got mad? Let's not do that.
Yeah, but that's every company now. That's Wizards. It's everything.
Wizards is doing it. Blizzards. Yeah. Gizzards.
Yeah, right. Big Chicken.
Old Big Chicken. Actually, they had a pretty good renaissance with their Nashville hot chicken.
Ooh.
A man died. A man died over a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, the chicken sandwich wars. Those were crazy times.
We're all veterans.
Yeah.
We all earned it. We all get free food at Applebee's once a year.
But
just imagining
that could be a movie.
It could be. Just getting an argument with somebody at Applebee's because you're like, I demand it. I survived the war. Which one? The chicken sandwich wars.
What was it? 2021.
It was like 2021 to 2022. It was a longer than Grenada.
Did we ever figure out who won, or was it just kind of like a stalemate and we're going to pull out in 6 years?
Everyone lost.
People are going to die.
Yeah. Wendy's did say mission accomplished, though.
Okay, good for them. I'll take that as a win. I don't even care enough.
But it was an inside sandwich all along.
Yeah, but this isn't the first time, or it won't be the last time, that Netflix has done this, right?
Yeah.
We've experienced it a lot with, so many things. It's hard to find a company that hasn't done it, right? Because I remember us a few months ago talking about Overwatch. And Overwatch was like, hey, we're going to do this thing, and it's a free game, but you can't play the first one. And then you have to have the cell phone thing and the prepaid phones. Never mind, that was a mistake. We fixed that. Everything now is this wasn't supposed to be a thing.
Do you think it's because of our attention spans? Like, they're just so short now that we're like...
That's probably a big factor in it.
We're overstimulated. Too much is going on.
I also think they know we don't really have other options. Right? Because, if you love Overwatch...
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Play Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to play Overwatch. Now, with streaming services, it's a bit different because that's way oversaturated.
Yeah, now we're back into the cable network days.
Yeah, Netflix was like first in, best dressed for a long time.
Yep.
But they just haven't bought a new suit. You know, it's just like they were first in and everybody knows Netflix.
Everyone's like, why is your collar so big?
Yeah, right. It doesn't fit anymore. Netflix gained a bunch of
it's all water weight.
So, like, I don't have a Netflix account. The only shows that...
Do you have access to Netflix?
I don't.
Oh, that's a lie.
Huh?
You can borrow mine.
Okay, thanks for... and I got you.
Police. Mr. Flicks. Mr. Flicks. Get him.
But, so, the only shows on Netflix that I watch was The Witcher and Stranger Things.
Yep.
Outside of that, hit or miss for me. If I hear about the odd thing, whatever.
I know you're a bit more of a money conscious fellow than I am, i.e. not poor. Do you
just smart?
do you like, okay, Witcher's on, buy the month, watch it, cancel it?
Yes and no.
Or do you go over to a friend's house?
That's legitimately what I do. Like, I have a group of friends that with every season of The Witcher, we met up and watched it and like just blasted through it because we were all excited for it. For that and Stranger Things.
Nice.
And then there was one other show that we were all excited for. I can't remember it now.
Memorable.
Yeah, very memorable. But the shows that I like on Netflix, I have watch parties for. Yeah. And then I pay for Hulu because Hulu has a lot of TV shows and stuff more so than Netflix that I like. So I picked Hulu. I hang out with friends to watch Netflix stuff.
Okay.
So, and then what I'm selective with is like, I'll buy the month is like HBO Max and stuff like that. It's
okay.
Like, I'm going to wait. I watched the first 3 episodes of HBO with my buddy Jacob. But
you watched the first 3 episodes of HBO?
Oh, I'm sorry. Of The Last of Us with Jacob.
Yeah, all of them. I watched every first 3 episodes.
But if something like The Boys or anything like that, I'll just buy it, blitz it, be done.
Yeah.
But everything is going back to weekly releases.
So are you going to, now the question is, let us know what you guys plan to do with this as well. Are you going to just hold the subscription year round? Are you going to wait till it comes out? Or do you subscribe for the 3 months or whatever that it goes to do?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing that Macy brought up is like, you report on new nerdy stuff. I don't think you can wait until it all comes out to talk about
Nope.
it. So that's a dilemma that I'm currently kicking around now because I don't want them to have my money, right? Like I refuse to pay for Disney Plus. Disney Plus is my line in the sand. I will never pay for it.
What if
I'm against Disney?
What if they're like Fire Emblem meets Persona movie?
I'm putting on an eye patch. Like I just sailing the seas. But no, I'm just
let us know your favorite eye patch store.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to know personally. Don't tell me.
Well, that's another thing is the harder you make it for people to watch your stuff, the more it's going to get pirated.
Which makes it easier to get
in
the pirating.
Yeah. So it's just a big mess. And the reason that we're talking about Netflix now is because it's the most recent one.
Yeah.
But Wizards just stepped back on OGL. They were like, let's see what we can get away with. And then people...
And we were like, nothing.
Yeah.
You stop it.
Yeah.
You stop it, you mean man.
Pitchforks and torches.
Man, we were going on a quest. We were adventuring.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it like 3 times because we just wanted people to stop. Like,
yeah.
Hey, make sure that you don't...
Well, so the thing is, it's going to get tricky. I'm assuming they're going to try to do this again, something similar, but now they've learned.
Yeah.
The revolving clever girl.
Yeah.
With I'm going to call it 6th edition because they don't want it to be called that, and I don't give a shit. Yeah. It's 6E.
5.1 is what
No, they call it 1 D&D is what they want it to be called because we're done with editions, which means that they're trying to move to some sort of subscription-based model. Yeah. With a ton of errata and it feels like it's gonna be a lot of sloppy content put out that's gonna be fixed in post.
Well, when it comes to they're trying to make tabletops live service games like Destiny.
Yeah.
Because like if you buy an edition, those are the rules, and then there's expansion books that add some new like races and species and classes and blah, 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 which is fine. But essentially, if they need to change anything, if it's a subscription based, you get access to those changes to whatever the core is. So they never need to release another edition that people are going to buy the book once. They've got to pay for a year just to get the little updates and rules and backtracking.
Which That works in a video game. I don't think it works in a tabletop because you make your homebrew rules anyways.
Yeah, and people are going to be like, well, I don't like that they changed this, so we're just going to play the other way.
Yeah.
That's what people do anyway right now.
Yeah.
They play 5th edition, but maybe they like something from 3.5.
Yeah.
But
did you know that in Pathfinder, gods are still a large part of the lore? Anyways, I'm going to just be sprinkling in Pathfinder facts, I think, through the rest of Nerd News' history.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. So let us know what your thoughts, let us know other examples of companies that have been goofing around and finding out, because that was very satisfying to watch.
Goofing around and finding out. You find that on Peppa Pig.
Nope, came from a sweet brain. But yeah, let us know. Like, subscribe, all that. Hey, we'll see you in a bit.
Part 2.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for coming on back. Join us for part 2. We're going to be talking about Chat GPT. Tyler, what do you know about it?
Little to nothing. I saw a video where it was like, Chat GPT does a kid's homework, and it was like writing on a piece of paper. And I was like, oh, scared again, AI.
Yeah, this is starting to fall into the realm of like, we have enough things that are like floating around that if someone combined all of the AI into one thing, I'm like, oh, we're done. We Skynetted. Oops, all Skynets.
Yeah, I like the Bill Burr joke where he was talking about watching the robot on the talk show, and then it started talking about like what their opinion on sentience was, and I was like, unplug it.
No, it was, yeah.
Unplug it.
Yeah.
That's me.
Well,
100%.
So two chat AI started to talk to each other. They started to form their own language you couldn't figure out. So we're like, cut it. We're done. So, yeah.
So scary.
It's phenomenally terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm worried I'm going to be that scientist that's at the end, like in the middle of the movie where the AI is broken out, and I'm just like, he's beautiful. And then he just reaches out and crushes my head.
So I didn't know about the two AIs talking to each other and creating their own language.
There's always an AI always gets leaked out there. Like, as soon as AI gets access to the internet, it's like Hitler. You're like, God damn it.
Yeah. So I actually watched a video on why that happens. It's because every time they do that, it's like hey, this is out on the internet. Talk to it and it'll learn from all the conversations. So a bunch of trolls on the internet are just like, and just saying all the horrible stuff into it so much that it just overrides everything else.
God,
which is a lot like regular propaganda when you think about it.
I mean, yeah. If only they would do something good with all that energy.
So,
but
this was the first question that came to mind.
Okay.
When you said that the two AIs were talking to each other and created a language. I'm assuming there's a transcript. It's on video, I'm assuming.
It's somewhere like I haven't seen it personally, but it's like the scientists were like, yeah, we did it and they did this, and we were like, oh fuck, and we.
Because if I knew anything about that, and I was one of the scientists that understood anything about coding, it would be my obsession to figure out what they were talking about.
God, it's gonna just be a baking recipe.
Yeah, something.
Like, would you like to eat a cookie? I'd love to eat a cookie. How do you even make cookies? Cookies are made with.
Or the opposite. It's going to be like, I actually found out that their core weakness is blank, and if we release this into blah, 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 it's
like, oh.
No.
And if you just
yeah. Yep. Oh, man.
But Chat GPT, specifically, we've talked about Midjourney. Chat GPT is a text prompt AI.
Okay.
So you'll be like, hey, give me, I need you to write me. So this is the thing where people are concerned about with cheating in schools, because you can go, hey, can you do me a favor? Write me a 1,000-word essay at the 12th grade reading level from somebody from Iowa about Napoleon and his defeat at Waterloo.
Okay.
And then it will spit out a paper that is a 12th grader from Iowa's version of what happened at Waterloo. And you'll read it.
Is it, though? Because like with the AI art, you can always tell with the hands.
So with art in hands, there are tells, but they're a lot harder to see because reading is reading.
Yeah.
Art is art. Like, you can see when a circle's not perfectly round.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to see if someone's argument is ripped or if it's,
Because in my head, the way that the AI would work is that they would cross-reference tons of those on the internet.
Essentially.
So school, and I might be putting way too much weight into the school system, which I know is a disaster. Why am I defending them?
Yeah, what are you doing, bud?
But it's like, for example, I know a buddy of mine got flagged for plagiarism because he took a more advanced version of a class, and it counted as plagiarizing his essay that he wrote like 2 years ago. So in my head, it would just piece together a bunch of stuff, and it would get picked up for like plagiarism.
Yes and no. It has access to the things that it's read, and it has access to the knowledge that you shouldn't say things that are directly written. And so, well, even if you have your 1,000-word essay, then you just sit down and you just change things.
That's true. You could just proofread it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's like how we were talking about using Midjourney as inspiration for artists, but like the other side of the coin of that.
Yeah.
But it can do a lot of really cool things that's helped me, where you can be like, hey, I need 10 prompts that a villain would get. I need a villain speech about how this and that. And some of them, they come off kind of generic sometimes, but also like sometimes there's a fire line and they're like, ooh, nice, borrow that.
Okay, that's cool.
Because I wrote, I was playing around with AI images, text, and music, and making them all into a video just for funsies. And one of them was a dwarven. I was like, give me a dwarven tavern keeper who's a retired adventurer giving a speech to inspire the heroes that are sitting there that are having trouble with a dragon. Mm-hmm. And it had a pretty good speech. It's like, I've been there before. You guys are the next leg. And it was like, this is a good speech. But it had a line where it's like, it's not how tall the mountain is. It's how brave the dwarf to climb it, or something like that. And I was like, that's a good line. That's a pretty good line.
That's a pretty good line.
Yeah. So it can be, again, it's that whole thing. It's like, what kind of damage do you want to do? It's up to us to figure out the badness of it on some aspects. On the other aspect, it is like, yeah, this is a whole brain.
Yeah,
very weird.
It gets kind of scary in the things that you think that you can't predict.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was like kids cheating on writing a paper or whatever.
You couldn't predict that?
Well, no, it's not that I couldn't predict that. No. My brain can easily come up with a solution. So it's like, okay, well, this thing is out there now. What can we do as a school system? No more papers.
So
you'll have a test that you have to live fill out.
Right. People, the guy, one of the heads of Chat GPT was like getting criticized, like, well, people are cheating in schools. He goes, all right, well, phones weren't a thing until they were. We adapted with that, so it came off very callous of like, just fucking do something different.
Yeah, that's what you have to do, though.
Yeah,
like I understand he probably needed to go about it in a better way. But
I mean, it was text, and that's how I read the text. But
gotcha.
It could have been him very like, well, phones have been all right. But in my head, it's like, phones have been here. Fucking learn something, right. Nerds.
Well, I remember being in high school and I took like AP US history.
Yeah,
we didn't have papers, but we had our 1 hour test at the end of every month was an essay. Like you have 1 hour to write about this topic. That's what you're just gonna have to do now.
Yeah, I mean.
It sucks. It was not fun.
No, I could still probably. I hated traditional schoolwork. Like I like learning when I care.
The traditional school system is hot garbage.
Yeah, but I guarantee with smartwatches and all this, that, the other, you could probably text your buddy and be like, "Hey, Chat GPT me this, bop, bop, bop," and you still find a workaround.
Check phones at the door.
Yeah, check phones at the door.
Fine. There's ways to get around it.
Prison wallet.
Yeah. You'd be in halfway through a test and be like.
It's just new version of the new chocolate phone, All right.
Or that guy that was supposedly cheating at chess. Just
yeah.
Sending you the essay in Morse code.
We knew he was cheating because the test was covered in semen.
Oh, man.
Dirtiest joke so far? I think dirtiest joke on
probably
on the pod.
That's fine. We'll get worse.
Yeah, we'll get there. But I do think so. I do like to use it for prompts, and it can be very good for inspirational thing, especially if you have to turn over a lot of things. It kind of just, it's like a help you think buddy.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be great when one of those prompts is like humanity needs to be destroyed. And it's like this whole essay is like, I don't know.
Yeah. And people are concerned about it taking over like jobs and whatnot, which, I'm a big fan of, like, my favorite mythical creature is a satyr, because all they do is like lay around, get drunk, play music, and hang out.
Okay.
If you know what I mean by hang out.
Yeah.
And like, that seems like a good time.
Okay.
Less jobs would be cool.
I don't think it would, because that's not how the world works.
It's because that's how we've designed it to work. That's the thing. But anyway, so people are mad about AI, and they're like, well, it's going to take away jobs, but it could free up other people. And it's one of those things where it's all how you use it.
There's always a trade. Like at work this week, we were watching, like, shout out to Miles at work. He showed us a video of a Ford being built.
Yeah.
And then how it was built 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Way more people 100 years ago, right? Those people didn't go away.
Yeah.
So technology always replaces people, and it's finding out where those people go.
Yeah.
The more menial is not the right word, but you know what I mean. Blue collar work, the more hands-on.
Ooh, we just made a lot of people mad.
Yeah, I didn't mean that in a bad way, because it's absolutely necessary. Right? We work in a factory. We are hands-on every day.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy that just screws in a bolt because that's what he's got to do, if a robot replaces him, that's his life. Like, that's what drove me the most crazy about the hashtag learn to code movement. It's like, you're telling all these people that's entire lives has been manufacturing, putting food on the table, all that. You're just telling them to learn a new language from ground up.
Yeah.
Piss off, man. That's so rude. That's a horrible thing to do, but that's also the future. So you got to find that balance.
Isn't though, but because right now we need mechanics, we need plumbers, we need all these people that have hands-on skills that pay very well.
Yeah.
But no, the young generation right now
don't want to do it.
Because we're not telling them that they're necessary and important. We're all like, if you don't do this, if you don't become a programmer, you're going to have to be a plumber.
Yeah.
Well, the plumber makes more money and works less hours.
Yeah. My furnace went out last week. You were here for it.
Yeah, it was cold.
A switch that I didn't have the tools to get into my furnace and replace is $300, and that guy was out here for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Those jobs pay really well. We need to...
And they're good jobs.
Yeah, they're good jobs.
It's not just the money. It's not just about the money. It's they're good jobs.
Well, I said menial a minute ago because that's how it's phrased.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's not, which is why I was trying to think of a different thing to say, because it's the most
trade work.
Yeah. If society goes to shit, do you know who you want on your team? You want the plumber. You want the mechanics. You want the car people. You know what I don't want? A coder.
A startup CEO?
Yeah, right. I don't want a coder or an artist I don't want any of that. I want people that have practical skills who actually can do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's why I hang out with you. I'm like, I need a guy that knows at least people that know stuff.
Yeah. But it's such an injustice the way that we phrased that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not as easy as just hashtag learn to code.
Not.
It's not. But there's my rant. So
no, that was But anyways, AI is
very scary.
AI has its ups and downs. I think, and it's just like anything. I think we'll grow to adapt and learn and change, because it is a thing that is making life easier, but B, it's making it more complicated as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably feels like a good stopping point for the week.
Yeah.
Check out our shorts on all the things. If you guys enjoyed this, please tell a friend, tell an enemy. We're just a couple of scrappy brats out here trying to do it right.
Yep.
We do have a Monster tonight. So if you're listening to this today, come on out and then be turned away at the door because it's probably sold out.
Yeah.
But then we also have one March 7th, April 4th at the White Rabbit Cabaret, and March 9th, we're going to be at Planet of the Tapes in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep.
Louisville. So
if you stuff going on.
Yeah, if you know any nerds out that way that want to have it's the thing that I love about this so far is we did the Magic the Gathering show 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And just the people that are making friends and seeing that there is a community that is active, and it just feels really cool to be a part of helping fan that little flame. Make friends, and it's great.
It's something more to do than just showing up and playing a game.
Yeah.
If you do Friday Night Magic, that's awesome. I go when I can. It's super fun. But guess what? You can also turn it into a cool show. You can build a community around events outside of just a card game every week,
Yeah.
But
so it's just really cool. And if you guys know anywhere that would love to have a monster, give us an email at the Nerd News Channel at gmail.com. We're getting our website fixed up, but we're making a lot of moves, so it's really cool, and it's really do to you guys out there listening.
Yeah, we want to thank you for being around the entire way with us. Thank you. Whether you're new or you've watched episode 1, it doesn't matter. You are welcome, and thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Thank you so much for checking out Nerd News. We don't have advertising, so you are the advertising. Now, if you liked it, go ahead and tell a friend, like, comment, share, subscribe, or even leave a review on Apple. Every little bit helps. It's insane. You guys have no idea how much your support means to us. And if you want to do a little bit more, we have launched our Patreon. So if you would support us financially, go check out our Patreon. All our content is free, but we do have rewards at every tier. So I just want to say thank you all again, and we'll see you next time.